One of our favorite breakfast foods used to be biscuits and gravy. This recipe that I'm going to share with you is a healthy alternative to the typical gravy that is loaded with fat and has very little nutrition. Later, I hope to show you how to make healthy biscuits, but for today I'm going to be serving this gravy over some homemade bread. For this recipe, you will need some whole grain flour. Not whole wheat, but whole grain. There's a difference. The whole grain has the germ has the flavor. I grind my own fresh, and it has a wonderful nutty flavor that you just can't get from store-bought flour. The grain you'll want to use will either be barley or a soft wheat, which is a low gluten grain. You also want, for this recipe, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of untoasted sesame seeds, 1/4 of a cup of whole grain cornmeal. Now, whole grain, again, with the cornmeal is different from regular cornmeal because it has the germ. When it has the germ, there's a lot more nutrition and a lot more flavor. You'll also want for this recipe half a cup of raw nuts, either almonds or walnuts. My husband and I prefer the walnuts because the almonds kind of add a little bit of sweetness, which doesn't seem to work very well in this recipe. You also need 2 cups of water. The first step for this recipe is to toast your flour. You want to put it in a dry skillet, turn it on to a medium-low heat, and then keep it moving as you toast it. Now this is beginning to brown up nicely, and it's just about ready. I'll turn my fire off and let the heat from the pan continue to brown it gently. Now, while that has been toasting, I have been cooking the cornmeal in 1 cup of the water to soften it, to make it blend better. That's all softened and ready to go. The next step is to put this with the walnuts in the blender and the rest of the water and blend it up. Now, I put in my cornmeal that has been softened. My 2nd cup of water. My walnuts and the sesame seeds. And there's our milk that we're going to be making our gravy with. Now, I'm going to add the salt to my flour and stir that in and turn the fire back on so we have a nice warm skillet. And then we're going to pour our milk in. Now, as I can see, this is a little bit thick, so we're going to want to add a little more water because as this heats up, it's going to thicken. If you like lumpy gravy like my husband does, and I do, you'll want to do very little stirring. If you like smooth gravy, then just stir it, and it does a really good job of not being lumpy. Doesn't take much to smooth it out. You might be asking yourself why you would want to eat this as opposed to regular country gravy, and the reason for that is this will help prevent stroke, heart attack, heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and it'll keep you healthy. You won't be spending time sitting in a doctor's office waiting to be seen. You won't be spending time recovering from a stroke or a heart attack. And you'll have a lot more energy than you would eating regular gravy. Now, that's ready. And here's my favorite way to eat it. This is going to be good. One thing to remember is breakfast is the most important meal of the day. When we eat a big breakfast, the food we eat is converted to energy instead of fat.